some little tables somewhere. Table. Put this up. Maybe. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Put it on this. You lift this. This lift. This one? Yeah. Is it? Yeah, this one. This is Dutau. It's a song called Nitai Pada Kamala. You can find it on your gadget. Koratal. Dutau, Dutau. Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Shushitala Kamala Koti Chandra so the screen doesn't go off. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Jai Chaya Jagata Jurai Henanitai Binibai Radha Krishna Paitenai Radha Krishna Paitenai Henanitai Binibai Radha Krishna Paitenai Radha Krishna Paitenai Dridha Kori Dhara Nitai Pai dridha kori dhara nitai pai. Shesham bhanda nahi ja brita janma gelota. Brita janma gelota she poshu Boro Duracha. She Poshu Boro Duracha. Nitai na bolilo mukhe majilo shongshad chukhe. Majilo shongshad chukhe vidya kule ki kori beta. Vidya kule ki kori beta. Ahankar mota hoya nitai pada pasariya. Nitai pada pasariya asatyeda satta Kori mani asatyera satta kori mani. Nitaye koruna hobe broje Radha Krishna pabe. Broje Radha Krishna pabe. Nitaye koruna hobe broje Radha Krishna pabe. Broje Radha Krishna pabe. Dora nitai charana dhuikani. Dhuikani dhara nitai charana dhuikani. Nitai charana satta tahar sheboka nita. Tahara Shebokanita Nitaye Nitaye Charana Shata Tahara Shebokanita Nitai Pada Shada Kodo Asha Nitai Pada Shada Kodo Asha Narottama Bodhidukhi Nitai Mode Kodashuki Nitai Narottama Bodhidukhi Nitai Mode Kodashuki Rakho Ranga Charane Rapash Rakho Ranga Charane Rapash Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari Radha Jai Gopi Jana Balabha Jai Girivardhari Jai Girivardhari Jai Gopi Girivardhari Jai Jashodanandana Joy Brajajana Ranjana Jai Brajajana Ranjana Jaya Jashodanan Brajajana Ranjana Jai Bhajajana Jamuna Tirabana Chari Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Jamuna Tirabana Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Jayam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajakaracharya Ashtatara Saraswashamachala Abhajana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada ki ISKCON Prabhu Śrīla Prabhupada ki Ananta Kori Vaishnava Vrinda ki Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki Jai Shri Shri Nitai Gauda Siddhanath Premanandi Hari Hari Bol Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jitapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Asti Rupam Shagarajatam Sahaganaraganatam Vidangtam Shajivam Sadvaitam Shavadutam Parijana Shaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shibhishakangitam Shcha Mantra Guru Ajota Shikha Guru Ganta Chorene Age Kare Abandon Banchako Patru Bhishta Kripashinda Bevacha Poditanam Pavane Babaishna Beva Namo Namaha. Is the Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Krishna Shadam Upagate Dharma Jnana Divishaha Kalo Nashta Drishamesha Purana Garanoditaha Napumamam upabraja Bhuyoya chittum ahati Tasmad pritikarim bhumim Bhato kamam pratichame Napumamam upabraja Bhuyoya chittum ahati Tasmad britikarim bhumim Vato kamam pratichame. Please chant. Vaishnavigon. Na, not Puman, any person. Mam, unto me. Upabraja, after approaching. Bhuyaha, again. Yachitum, to beg. Arhati, deserves. Tasmat, therefore. Briti karim, suitable to maintain yourself. Bhumim, such land. Bhato, O small brahmachari, O small brahmachari. Come on, according to the necessities of life. Praticha, take, me, from me. O small boy, one who approaches me to beg something should not have to ask anything more anywhere. Therefore, if you wish, you may ask from me as much land as will suffice to maintain you according to your needs. The personality of Godhead said, "Oh, dear king, even the entirety of whatever there may be within the three worlds to satisfy one's senses cannot satisfy a person whose senses are uncontrolled." Purport: the material world is an illusory energy to deviate the living entities from the path of self-realization. Anyone who's in the material world is extremely anxious to get more and more things for sense gratification. Actually, however, the purpose of life is not sense gratification, but self-realization. Therefore, those who are too addicted to sense gratification are advised to practice the mystic yoga system, Ashtanga yoga system, consisting of yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, and so on. In this way, one can control the senses. The purpose of controlling the senses is to stop one's implication in the cycle of birth and death, as stated by Rishabdev, Nunam Pramata Kudute Bikarma, Yadindriya Pritaya Aprinoti, Nasaru Manye, Yata Atmano Yam Asana Pikler Shada Ashadeha. When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activity. He doesn't know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body which, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on a material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification, by which he perpetually gets material bodies one after another. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, 5th canto, 5th chapter, text 4. Thus, according to Rishabdev, human beings in the material world are just like madmen engaged in activities which they should not perform, but which they do perform only for sense gratification. Such activities are not good, because in this way one creates another body for his next life as punishment for his nefarious activities. As soon as he gets another material body, he is put into repeated suffering and material existence. Therefore, Vedic culture or Brahminical culture teaches one how to be satisfied with possessing minimum necessities of life. To teach this highest culture, Varnashram Dharma is recommended. The aim of Varnashram divisions, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahma-Acharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas, is to train one to control the senses and to be content with the bare necessities. Here, Lord Bhamandev, as an ideal Brahmachari, refuses Bali Maharaj's offer to give him anything he might want. He says that without contentment, one could not be happy even if he possessed the property of the entire world or the entire universe. In human society, therefore, the Brahminical culture, Kshatriya culture, Vaishya culture must be maintained, and people must be taught how to be satisfied with only what they need. In modern civilization, there is no such education. Everyone tries to possess more and more, and everyone is dissatisfied and unhappy. The Krishna consciousness movement is therefore establishing various farms, especially in America, to show how to be happy and content with minimum necessities of life and to save time for self-realization, which one can very easily achieve by chanting the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Whatever there may be within the three worlds, to satisfy one's senses, one cannot satisfy a person whose senses are uncontrolled. Pramata, Prabhupada is quoting, Nunam Pramata. Pramata, Prabhupada, when he was in Sydney, he was doing a tour. In Sydney there's a famous road, Paramatta, Paramatta Road. And Prabhupada saw that and said, Pramata, he said, just like madmen, Pramata, you know, Pramata. Ahankara Matta Hoya, we sang. Ahankara Matta, same Matta. Hoya. Ahankara Matta Hoya. asatyeda satta kodiman ahankara matoya nitai pada pashariya ahankar matoya. We become mad. Actually, those of you who are born in Krishna consciousness, many of you born in Krishna consciousness, you're bereft of the experience of coming from a madman to sanity. You're bereft of that experience. But actually we had that experience. It's extraordinary. I was born here in Melbourne, just not far away, a few suburbs, Melbourne. Melbourne. And I went to school, and Prabhupada actually was coming here and preaching here. I didn't know. I was just a few neighborhoods away. I was 11, 12 years old. Prabhupada was sitting on that Bhyasasan, preaching. Prabhupada was taking Jagannath on Ratha Jatra, Mahamahotshav down Swanson Street. I didn't know these things, you know. And anyway, we're asatyada satta kodimani. You're mad, and it's an illusory reality. It's an illusory reality. You're forgotten. You're completely forgotten. You're like andhaka, blind, asleep. It's a dreaming condition, but it seems so real. As I'm saying, those of you born in Krishna consciousness, you haven't had this experience. It seems so real. It's life. Just like everyone, you get a career, get a job, family, make a career, material happiness. That's life. It's reality. In fact, in the old days here, we were on the street chanting, and people would often say, "Get real." Get real. So, madmen. Don't expect too much from the materialists. Don't expect too much from them. They're mad. You can't. But awakening to Krishna consciousness, it's shocking. It's shocking. And I remember I came, it was actually Snan Yatra time, I remember. I joined on Prabhupada's appearance day, 1985. It was almost 40 years. And you make a decision. You make a decision to give up that illusory life and take spirit. But it's not possible, it's not easy to do. Manushyanam sahasresu kashchid yatati siddhaya. Kashchid. Manushyanam sahasraya, out of 1,000. Of course, in Mahaprabhu's mission and Prabhupada's mercy, the percentage is increased. Because but that's in Bhagavad Gita, actually, those who are interested, but we're not interested. Now, even if you argue with the materialists that you're not happy, they don't accept it. And practically speaking, they are happy. They are happy. Nitai na boli. We sang the song. I couldn't resist singing that song. I got that. Couldn't resist because it's so. Nitai na bolilo mukhe majilo shangsha shukhe. Nitai na bolilo mukhe. If you're not chanting the name of Nitai, mukhe in your lips, majilo shangsha shukhe. You're absorbed in material happiness. Majilo, it doesn't say majilo dukhe, it says majilo shukhe. You're absorbed in it, and you can't actually, the people that don't want to wake up. Because they're happy, but they're happy. Literally speaking, they're happy. But there's a quality to happiness. Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter. There's a quality to happiness. Vishayendriya samyogat yadtag agre amritopramam parinami vishameva tat sukham rajasham smritam. The happiness in the mode of passion. Tat sukham rajasham shukham. It's happiness, but it's in the mode of passion. What is the characteristic? That yadtad agre amritopamam. In the agre, in the beginning, it's amrit. Nectar. Happiness based on Bishayendriya Samyogat, which means contact of the senses with their objects. Seeing beauty, hearing beauty, tasting, smelling, touching. That's called Bishayendriya Samyogat. Or another place in Gita, Krishna says, Shangspasha ja bhoga. 2nd chapter. Shangspasha ja bhoga. The happiness, the enjoyment. Bhoga means enjoyment. Shangspasha, from touching. The senses, when they come in contact with the objects, actually the senses are hungry for that satisfaction. And that's what Rishabhdev is saying, that kleshad asha deha it is that sensual attachment to sense gratification forces us to take another body again and again. We're so attached to pleasure the senses give that we have to accept a body by force, because we have that attachment to the indriya samyoga, the shangspashija bhoga. So there is happiness is there. It's very difficult to wean, to extract a person from that happiness. It's very difficult because they become attached. But there is suffering there. Vishaya that yatadagre amritopamam pariname vishameva. In the end, it becomes like poison. I challenge you, show me the sense gratification that the more you do, the better it gets. The more you do, the worse it gets. In fact, you try, it becomes, the more you try, the less enjoyment you get from it. That's sense gratification. The material, that's called Indriya Shuk. The more you try, the more you enjoy, the less pleasure it gives. And in the end, it just gives punishment. In the end, it's suffering. So the chapo shuk, they keep changing from one thing to the other. Where is that thing you don't have to change, it just gets better and better. That's what purpose of human life, Prabhupada says. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. We're chanting the same mantra. It gets better and better. The more you chant. Bishai Charya, Shairoshe Majia. Bishai Charya, Shairoshe Majia. The taste of the chanting the Shairosh, the Harinamananda, Shairoshe Majia, Bishai Charya. That's the only way you can give up the attachment to the sense pleasure, by enjoying the holy name. And Sheba Shuka Rosh, Sheba Shuka, the pleasure of serving the Supreme Lord, Sri Hari. This is not possible without association. Association is the key. I was reflecting, I was up in Queensland and I was coming to Melbourne and I was reflecting. I got sick actually, I got malaria and I had to come to Australia to get out of the Indian winter and recover. I'm kind of recovered now, not fully, but I was reflecting on Melbourne Mahaprabhu Mandir. Such a powerful place, such a powerful tirthasthan. I mean, we got Prabhupada's mercy. It's not every temple in Australia, not every temple in ISKCON had Prabhupada's mercy. The Prabhupada installed Sisi Gauranga Nitai, and Prabhupada he preached. He sat on that very Vyasasan. The same Vyasasan, you can see the videos, the same Vyasasan. Prabhupada preached there, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Prabhupada walked in this temple, danced. Prabhupada danced on Swanston Street. Prabhupada lived in those rooms there. He wrote in books. Prabhupada regularly visited, I think 4 or 5 times, Melbourne Mahaprabhu Mandir. And such a tirthasthan. And Prabhupada said that he sat on that Vyasasan. There's a lecture. You can see that he's installing Gauranitai. He's there. Prabhupada's there. He's wearing his kurta and he's bathing Gauranitai. If you haven't seen, you should see. And then there was no special puja ingredients. He was bathing with a soup ladle, like we just distribute khichdi. A soup ladle with yogurt. Prabhupada's bathing. And then he sits on Vyasasan. He says, the people of Melbourne have become fortunate because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared here. But actually the people of Melbourne became fortunate because Srila Prabhupada came here. Yeah, that's why. And he bought Gauranga Nitai. He bought, and such a tirthasthan. And I remember that the first time I opened those doors, the same doors, those doors are from original, same doors, 40 years those doors are there. I remember the first time I opened those doors. Now, it was a Sankirtan. You'll read there's a book by Srila Prabhupada called Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, very important book. It was written in 1968, even before Prabhupada went on to write 2nd canto. He wrote Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Prabhupada carried with him Chaitanya Charitamrita on the Jaladuta. He carried Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bengali, from Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Anabhasha, and Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur, Amrita Bhasha, commentaries by Sri Chaitanya Mott, where Prabhupada, Kolkata, he had that. And then in 1967, he began lecturing on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita in New York and San Francisco. Rup Shikha, Sanatan Shikha. So Prabhupada, he wrote that book, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, in 1968. He wanted to give Prabhupada didn't know how long he was going to be present, how many books he would write, but he wanted the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. There's a summary of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now what's interesting is that that book, who's read that? Who's seen that book, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya? A few of us. It's one of ISKCON's forgotten books, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So the book, it doesn't begin Adi Lila, the spiritual masters, Panchatattva, Adi Lila. It doesn't begin with that. It doesn't even begin with Madhya Lila, Mahaprabhu taking sannyas. The book begins in the middle of the Madhya Lila, chapter 19. And it doesn't even begin in the beginning of the chapter. Prabhupada specifically selected a specific incident to introduce Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the Western world, a specific incident. Anybody know what the book begins with? What's being described? That book begins by describing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's going to the temple of Bindu Madhav in Prayag. There is Kumbh Mela in Prayag in a few weeks. So Mahaprabhu had just come from Vrindavan. He's going to visit the Bindu Madhav temple, temple of Krishna, Radha Krishna, in Prayag. And it mentions there that he's followed by hundreds and thousands of people. Keyo Kande, Keyo Hashe, Keyo Nache Gai, Krishna Krishna Boli Keyo Gora Gori Jai. Keyo Kande, some of the people are crying. Keyo Hashe, some of the people are laughing. Keyo Nache, some are dancing. Krishna Krishna Boli, everyone is chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Keyo Gora Gori Jai, and some are rolling on the ground. Prabhupada particularly selected this scene. That in the this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the person that just by seeing him, you roll on the ground in love of Godhead. That means that this Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's not just for those who are looking for spiritual life. It's a flood. Prabhupada comments that it's a flood. Prayag, it didn't flood, but it was flooded with the love of God. The flood, Melbourne doesn't flood, Mayapur floods. And the water is up to here. You know, there was one flood in Mayapur, and Nishingadev was completely underwater for 3 weeks. So flood means you cannot avoid. Flood means that the water inundates everywhere. You cannot avoid it. It seeps into water everywhere, even it comes up from the floor. If you block the out with sandbags, it still comes up from the floor. You cannot avoid. Everywhere inundated. As Prem Bonna, the love of Godhead, flood of love of Godhead, Prem Bonna. And Mahaprabhu, he's distributing freely. He's distributing he's distributing with that patra apatra bicha nahe. Patra is a pot. Apatra is a unclean pot. Patra apatra bicha nahe. He doesn't consider the difference between qualified and unqualified. Patra apatra bicha nahe. Nahe shtana ashtan jai jahapai tare kore prem dhan. Whoever comes in contact. Whoever comes in contact. Prema Beshe, the next verse, the first verse, Keyo Kande, some are crying, Keyo Hashe, some are laughing, Keyo Nache Gai, some are dancing, some are singing, Krishna Krishna Boli, all the people, Krishna Krishna Boli, Keyo Garagadi Joy, some are rolling on the ground. They're overwhelmed by the association. Prema Beshe, Nache Prabhu, Hari Doni Kori, Udva Bahu Kori, Bole Bolo Hari Hari. Prema Besh, it's overwhelmed in love of God. Prema Beshe, Nache Prabhu. Goshundar, he's dancing in love of God. This is his preaching. He's simply emanating kripa and love of Godhead. He's dancing. Prema Beshe Nache Prabhu. This is Mahaprabhu's preaching. Prema Beshe Nache Prabhu. Hari Dhani Kori, chanting the holy name. Udva Bahu Kori. Udva Bahu Kori. He's raising his arms. Bole, Bolo Hari Hari. And he's calling out, Bolo Hari Hari. Bolo Hari Hari. This is Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement. It's overwhelming. You cannot go away, having experienced. So I remember the first time I opened the door. It was on a Sunday feast. We came for the Sunday feast. It was 4:30. We got a card. We came, Sunday feast. There was a devotee out there with the shoes, Ananga Manjari, those of you who were here 30 years ago will remember Ananga Manjari, Italian, like Mataji. She was there taking shoes. I thought, wow, taking shoes off. That was new, taking shoes off. And then I opened the door, and then I saw, what I saw, there was temple. Things changed a little bit now, that we don't see that so much. There was 20 brahmacharis, the Australian men. And they were doing Sankirtan, and they were going up and down this temple room with a heavy, with the jumper and a heavy kirtan. And I opened the door and I looked at them. They're shaven heads and no shoes, no socks. And I'm looking in the veins on their necks, you know, like all swollen, you know. I'd never seen such a thing. I'd never, Goloketa Prema Dana, Harinama Shankirtan, Goloketa Prem Dan. It's imported from the spiritual sky, Goloketa Prem Dan, the love of God, Prem Shankirtan. Yesterday or the day before we were, the king of Orissa, he was astounded. Ache Prem, Ache Nitto, Ache Hari Doni, such love, such dancing, such calling of the holy name. Kaha Nahadeke, Ache Kaha Nahashuni. I've never seen, I've never heard. The king of Orissa. He'd seen so many kirtans every day and never seen this Prem Shankirtan. I closed the door. I closed that door. I was standing there and a big decision in my life. What would I do? You know, will I go in? I knew that if I go in, I'll never be the same again. So somehow, for whatever reason, whether it's previous life sukriti or just the potency of a great preacher like Prabhupada, somehow or other I took a chance and I opened the door and came in. And here we have, where we had no plans for becoming a preacher. I had no plans for that. But the Mahaprabhu, even the unqualified, even the most, Potit Pavon Hetu Taba Avatar. Potit Pavon, he's come to purify the fallen. Potit Pavon Hetu, for the purpose of purifying, Taba Avatar. He's come to deliver. We don't want to be delivered, we're not interested. This movement is so overwhelming that one gets swept away in Krishna consciousness. And this is by association. I was listening to Dvija Pratamba, Prabhu, Dvija Pratamba, his class yesterday. And he said that they ordered 40 crates of books. There's 2 crates still out there. They're huge. I couldn't have 40 crates. Where? And just hearing him, the desire for distributing books was erupting in my heart. And I was thinking, let me taste that. Experience, sometimes I reflect that many services we've done. I've done many services. I used to cook. I cooked on occasion. Shri Radha I cooked. And many services, traveling on foreign countries, in Bangladesh, village preaching, pandal preaching, many preaching. Even we've done some administration. But the closest I ever felt to Prabhupada distributing books on the street. Especially when you meet the people that are zero consciousness. I went to, with my family, I went to my family's for Christmas, and we were chatting, and I was somehow the topic of Lord Shiva. And my sister, she'd never even heard of Lord Shiva. My sister. She'd never heard the name Lord Shiva. People are complete, they're people, they're wandering around, they know nothing about the purpose of life, about who they are, about Atma Tattva. They're absolutely nothing. And to distribute books like that to people like that, it's a big thing when they take a book and give a donation. Their spiritual life is like exploding. They're directly serving and associating with the Mahabhagavata. So I was thinking about book distribution and hearing the Sankirtan of the devotees, and I was thinking, wow. Because now I'm an old man, but when I was a young man, we used to do Sankirtan here, for hours and hours and hours every day. But anyway, we have the desire. At least we have the desire. But why such a thing? Because of association. The things we did. When I reflect on the 1980s and the devotees in the temple there, everyone was we didn't have congregation. We didn't have devotees who were working. Everybody that came, they joined And if they were householders, then they did Sankirtan. And no people had jobs in the 80s and 90s when we joined. And the things that we did, the extremes that we went to for spreading this movement, we would never do such things. Never do such things. But we do because of association. Because those who are around us are doing. And we become affected. The association is so powerful. And particularly we were describing about this Tirthasthan, is the Melbourne Mahaprabhu Mandir, this Tirthasthan, such powerful spiritual energy. You come here, you just have to come. Actually, that's all. Just by coming here, you'll become so purified so quickly. And by associating with those devotees who are committed to Krishna consciousness, it has such an effect on you. And if you associate with the materialistic people, then you just go back to material life, just very quickly. Again, you will become covered over. The association is so powerful. Then you can. It's not possible to control the senses. Actually, it's not possible, especially if you're on your own. The demands of the sensual pleasure are just too great. No one can resist. And there's a song we sing, it's a favorite song in ISKCON, but people don't realize its seriousness. Sharira Bidjajal, Jodendriya Tarika, Jibe Bili Bisha Shagore. We sing that, it's like, whoa, happy song, but it's actually very heavy. Jodendriya Tarika, the senses are the worst enemies. Anatmanas tu Satru, Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter, uncontrolled mind is the greatest enemy. Anatmanas tu Satru. The uncontrolled mind is the greatest enemy. Jodendriya tahikal, the senses are the enemies. We're surrounded by our enemies on all sides. Jibe pele bisho shagore. Fele means to throw, cast. Jiba pele, the bisho shagore. The senses, they throw you into the ocean of repeated birth. And it's the senses that throw you in. So what to do? Krishna boro doya moi. Krishna boro doya. Boro doya. Doyal nitai. Doyal, full of mercy. Krishna boro doya means big time mercy. Krishna boro doya moi. Doya moi, full of mercy. Krishna boro doya moi. Kori bare jiva jai. Jiva, to conquer the tongue. Swap prasad on the dilo bhai. He gives his own remnants of his own swap prasad on the dilo bhai. Shayanamrita pa. Radha Krishna Gunagam. This is a prasad sheba. Prasad sheba. By taking prasadam, there's one. Goshunda, he was a child, and one Brahmin came to his home, wondering, Deshantari Taitika Brahmin. He's traveling from one place to the other. He came, Shadaka Gopal Mantra Kore Upashan. He's worshipping the Lord by chanting a 6-syllable Gopal mantra. Gopal Naibedya Bina Na Kore Bhojan. Gopal Naibedya Bina. Apart from that which is offered to his deity, Gopal Naibedya Bina Na Kore Bhojan. He didn't eat anything. And around his neck he carried Shalagram, Shila and Gopal. He wouldn't eat anything that unless it was offered to that Gopal deity. But that's a very, carrying the deity around your neck, you have to be like a pujari all the time. Clean, carrying the deity around the neck. And only everything, so they were so appreciative. Jagadan Mishra, he stood up, he washed his feet. Please, take meals. That means the Brahmin would cook. So they cleaned the kitchen, they had all the ingredients, he began cooking, he's making the offering, he's meditating on Gopal. Sachinandan, he comes, he's attracted, he comes, eats, he puts his hand, he's eating the rice. The Gopal comes out, the Brahmin comes out of meditation, hi, the child has spoiled the offering. Everyone's frustrated, everyone's angry. Even Jagannath Mishra wanted to beat Nimai. And the pilgrim, he said, no, it's okay, okay. I just eat roots and fruits. Just bring some fruits. I'll take this late at night already. No. Please cook again. And then everybody in the home, everybody, they all came and they all felt and they appealed. Please cook again. All right, if you're all requesting. Again, they cleaned the kitchen. They just cleaned it half an hour before. Again, they cleaned the kitchen. And again, all the ingredients. Again, he cooked. And they said, Gauranga to take Nimai to another place. You know, he's a mischievous child. So he's there with the ladies, they take him. And they're saying that, Nimai, we don't even know this Brahmin, where he came from. You ate his food. Your caste is spoiled. And Nimai says, nothing wrong with a cowherd boy eating the food of a Brahmin. And then he's passing him from one lap to the other, joking. They didn't know he slipped away just as the Brahmin again was offering. Again, Nimai comes. The Brahmin couldn't believe it. Again, the child has come. Oh, and everyone completely, Jagadam Mishra chasing after Nimai, running, you know, what to do. Just bring some roots and fruits. It's my karma. I'm not supposed to eat rice today. A Brahmin has to be satisfied. We're hearing. Brahmin has to be satisfied with what yadricha labha, shantushta, whatever easily available. And then now everyone's completely lamenting. Can you imagine that somebody comes and they have to fast in your home? That's the most inauspicious thing. If a guest has to fast, you can lose everything. All of your wealth, all of your health, all of your fame. If a guest has to fast, that's Vedic culture. You have to feed the guest. Then you're all auspicious. He's cooked twice, he hasn't eaten rice. They're completely, then Vishwarup comes. Vishwarup. And the Brahmin just seeing Vishwarup, he's completely enamored by the beauty of Vishwarup. Nityananda Prakash, Vishwarup Mahashai. Sravane Badane Mone, Savendriya Gone, Krishna Bhakti Bine, Nahai Bole, Nahai Shuni. Vishwarup. Savendriya, all of his senses, Shravane, hearing, Vadane, speaking, Mone, thinking. Krishna Bhakti Bine, apart from serving Krishna, Nakichu Bole, Nakichu Shune. He didn't do anything except serve Krishna with his senses. Such a purified soul. Vishwarup Mahashai. And just seeing him, the Brahmin was enamored. And then Vishwarup, he's discussing philosophy, how fortunate that you've come, and now how unfortunate we are that you're fasting. Doya Kore, please cook again. The Brahmin's saying it's like midnight. No, please cook again, please cook again. Vishwarup, he fell at his feet. He held his feet. Vishwarup, he held his feet. It's very difficult to refuse the request of someone who is holding your feet. Vishwarup fell at his feet. The Brahmin said, okay, he cooked again. And then they said, take Nimai to another place, lock him inside. And then the lady said, no, Nimai is late at night, Nimai is sleeping. Yeah, he won't, no more. And then the Brahmin's cooking, and late at night, everyone, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments that Nidra Devi Shadi, it brushed their cheeks. Nidra Devi Shadi brushed their cheeks, and they fell asleep. Everyone was asleep. In the middle of the night, 1 o'clock in the morning, the Brahmin's, he's in meditation offering the bhoga. Namo Brahmana Devaya. Nimai comes again. He couldn't believe it. He's eating the rice. He calls out, no one can hear. No, everyone's asleep. No one can hear. And Nimai is saying, what, Brahmin, you're calling me? What do you expect? More mantra jape, more abhan. You chant my mantra, you're beckoning me. Rohite na pariyami ashitomashtan. Rohite na pariyami. I cannot resist. Rohite na pariyami. I cannot resist your offerings. You're beckoning me. More mantra japi. You know those second initiated? This is confidential mantras. The Lord is controlled by those mantras. Those mantras are there for offering the items, the mool mantras. The Lord is a more mantra japi. When he's appeased, he becomes obligated. That's why those mantras are not given so easily. The Lord becomes controlled by those mantras. Second initiation mantras. More mantra japi, more avahan. You're beckoning me. Rohite na pariyami. I cannot restrain myself. I cannot resist. Ashitomashtan. I come, I eat the offering. Brahmins, huh? And then he shows his form, Astabhuj, 8-arm form. Apurva, Roop, never before seen. Astabhuj, 8 arms. With the 4 arms of Vaikuntanath, Lord Narayan, Shankar, Chakra, Gada, Padma, and two hands playing a flute, and 2 hands eating yogurt. He showed that form. And the Brahmins saw, just like his meditation. And Goshamla said, because you meditate on me, because you sadhan bhakti, Sharan bhakti hoiti hoi, roti udoi. Sadhan bhakti, the practice of sadhana, it awakens. Mahaprabhu is pleased by the effort of sadhana. He's pleased. Mahaprabhu, I will bestow upon you the vision of Vrindavan. He could saw Gopa Gopi gone. You saw cowherd girls, the cowherd boys, the cows, the Vrindavan, Kadamba trees, just like in his meditation, the whole place. So the Prasad Shava, and what was his sadhana? He was chanting the Gopal 6-syllable Gopal mantra, and he was only accepting the prasadam of his deity. And the Lord, if you can control the tongue, that's not easy. Only the Mahaprasad he was honoring, and nothing else. Not everyone even can do that. The senses are too strong. Biscuits, chips, cold drinks, they're not offerable. They're not offerable, but we take anyway because but this vow is only the Mahaprasadam. The Lord becomes this person, only they eat my remnants. Only they eat my remnants. How the Lord, could you imagine? Someone that loves you, they only will eat your remnants? How obligated you become to that person? And they're chanting your name and they're serving you in that way. The sadhana bhakti, how powerful it is to attract the mercy of the Lord. What time we're supposed to finish? 10, 15 minutes? Well, today's a special day. There's two great souls we wanted to discuss a little bit about Mahesh Pandit and Udarandata Thakur, whose disappearance day today. So they're both the cowherd boys of Vrindavan, and they appeared as the Dwadasha Gopal, associates of Lord Nityananda. And Udarandata Thakur is particularly significant because he's an ancestor of Srila Prabhupada. So we'll read a few verses. Chaitanya Charamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat. Mahabhagavat Shrestha Data Udharon. Mahabhagavat Shrestha means he's like special even amongst the Mahabhagavatas. Mahabhagavat Shrestha Data Udharon Sharva Bhabe Sheba Nityananda Charan. Sharva Bhabe Sheba Nityananda Charan. Serving Lord Nityananda with great emotion in so many ways. Prabhupada, he's discussing this in the purport to that there's a place called Shaptagram. You must have heard Shaptagram. So many times it's mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Shaptagram. So this is the place of Udarandata Thakur. And it was the area of the gold merchants. And actually the caste of these gold merchants, they were actually ostracized from society. In Mayapur, you'll see Chaitanya Math, and beside Chaitanya Math is a place called Prittakund, and it's also called Balal Digi. And it was constructed by one Lakshman Sen. And the Sen kings, they were ruling Bengal in the 12th century. So the Lakshman Sen, he built there was headquarters there in Navadip, and he built this pukur for the deliverance of his father, Balal Sen. So this Balal Sen, he was the king, and he was loaning money from the Shaptagram Shuvarna Vanik, the gold merchants in Shaptagram, and he wasn't repaying them. So one of the Suvarna Malik gold merchants, they were making complaint against Balal Sen, and because of this, Balal Sen, he started propaganda to ostracize the Suvarna Vanik community. So they were ostracized in Bengal society from that time on. And they weren't even considered, they weren't even considered Kshatriya Brahmin Vaishya, high class, they were rejected. And then Nityananda Prabhu, he delivered them. Nityananda Prabhu, he was ordered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Puri that, oh holy man, do not come to Jagannath Puri every year. We were discussing the other day how every year the devotees from Bengal would go to Puri to associate with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for Rath Yatra, Mahamahotshav. And Mahaprabhu, he called Nityananda Prabhu aside, he said, oh holy man, do not come to Jagannath Puri every year. Nityananda agya dilo jao gauda deshe analgal prema bhakti koraho prakashe. Nityananda agya dilo, Mahaprabhu gave order to Nityananda, jao go to deshe, you go to Bengal, jao go to analgal prema bhakti koraho prakashe. You, without restriction, you distribute prema bhakti all through Bengal. So Mahaprabhu, the Bengal preaching is special actually. Because Mahaprabhu, he said, Chari deka tare kaha Krishna amaraga guru tara desh, wherever you are, you preach. So that covers everywhere. But in addition to that, Mahaprabhu desired that Bengal be delivered. And therefore he sent his own Priyatam Bhakta, Nityananda Prabhu, he gave him responsibility of delivering Bengal, preaching in Bengal. So those who get the opportunity to preach in Bengal is very special. Sri Gauda Mondol Bhumi Jeba Jani Chinta Moni. This Gauda Mondol Bhumi Jeba Jani Chinta, his desire is spiritual, like Vrindavan. And preaching there, so special. Nityananda Prabhu was preaching there. And he went to this place, Saptagram. And he went to, there's a ghat there, we bathed in that ghat. Where is that? Yeah. Tin Devi Shaishtane Ekatra Milon Jhanavi Jamuna Saraswati Sangam. Tin Devi, Jamuna, Saraswati and Ganga Devi. Tin Devi Shekhani Odishtan Jhanavi Jamuna Saraswati Sangam. The ghat is there. Just by seeing that ghat. Just by seeing that ghat. Yeah. Prashita Tribeni ghat Shakal Bhuban Sharva Pap Koi Hoi Jara Darshan. Just by seeing that ghat, all sins are destroyed. We've bathed in that twice. We've bathed in that place, Saptagram. And then there is the house of Udaranda Thakur. He was residing. He was he's Nitya Siddha, what's that book? All the associates of Mahaprabhu. That book. Describes he's a Gopa, one of the cowherd boys, but he was living there, waiting for Lord Nityananda, living on the banks of the Ganga. Lord Udaranda Thakur. So Nityananda Prabhu came, he went to his house and stayed there. Now Prabhupada, he describes that place. We've been to that place also, several occasions. That there's in Shaptagram, the temple of Udaranda Thakur. There's a Shadbhuj deity, is Sadbhuj. It was worshipped by Udaranda Thakur. That deity is still there, and also a deity of Radha Govinda. There is a Madhavi Lota, a plant, Madhavi. The Madhavi plant, not so common. Malati is common, but Madhavi plant. The creeper is growing over the courtyard there, and it's shading that courtyard. Prabhupada's describing. Formerly in our childhood, Prabhupada mentions, formerly in our childhood, we visited this temple with our parents, because all the members of the Suvarna Vanik community enthusiastically taking interest in the temple of Udaranda Thakur. So as a child, Prabhupada would be taken there by Gaur Mohan Dey to his ancestors' ancestral place. Prabhupada was of the same social community in the Suvarna Varniks, Maliks and the Shields. Prabhupada said that the British brought them to Calcutta to establish, actually Shaptagram was a port and was a prosperous city before Calcutta. And the British, they brought the Saptagram Suvarna Vanik community to Calcutta to start doing business, and Prabhupada said almost half of Calcutta was a Suvarna Vanik community. And they would go to this place. Prabhupada also went there in 1967 with some disciples, he mentioned. So Nityananda Prabhu, he stayed there and he delivered the residents of Shaptagram. He delivered them in pursuance of the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He delivered them by performing Shankirtan. Bonik Tarite Nityananda Avatar. Bonik Dilo Prem Bhakti Adhikar. Bonik there Dilo Prem Bhakti. By his preaching, by his presence, by his Sankirtan there, he delivered the whole of the community of Shaptagram, headed by Udaranda Thakur. Shaptagrame Shab Boniker Gore Gore Apane Nitai Chan Kirtan Birahe. Nitai Chan Kirtan Birahe. He's performing his kirtan there. It was such an ecstatic kirtan. It was so transcendentally attractive from house to house that all of the residents of Saptagram became pure Vaishnavas and bestowed Prema Bhakti. Nityananda Prabhu, Mohima Apar. Nityananda Prabhu, Mohima Apar. The glories of Lord Nityananda are unlimited. Banik Odom, Murka, Jai Koilo Nishta. The Banik Odom Murka, the low class people, the Baniks, the gold merchants, they were rejected. He delivered them. Shaptagrame, Jota Hoilo, Kirtan Bihar. The Kirtan which Nityananda Prabhu performed in Shaptagram, Kirtan Bihar. Shota Botshoro, Tahanar Bonibar. Even 100 years you cannot describe. Even in 100 years you cannot describe the Kirtan that Lord Nityananda performed in Shaptagram. So today we're remembering this great eternal servant of Nityananda Prabhu, Udarand Datta Thakur and Mahesh Pandit, also one of the 12 associates of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, and we'll take inspiration from their glorious preaching. Is there any question on today's discussion? Yes.
Thank you very much for going to class. What are you doing about Bangladesh?
Well, we're in great anxiety about Bangladesh at the moment. Huh?
Any action?
Oh, what can we do? We can only pray. We're in great anxiety about Bangladesh.
So you're from Calcutta or Melbourne?
Who?
Are you from Bangladesh, Calcutta, or from Melbourne?
Me. I'm from Melbourne.
Also mentioning on Calcutta and Bangladesh.
Yeah, but I've been there the last 25 years. We've been in Bengal preaching. Yeah. Any question? Yeah.
We struggle in material life to attain material success, and ultimately after achieving that success we are still not happy. And then we see when we're doing services and we're chanting, we get the transcendental happiness, we taste the transcendental happiness, but still we have those material anxieties above our head. So is there a possibility of living in this material world without any material worries happily?
We can take encouragement by understanding that the anxiety about material life that we feel is much less than the materialists. Because the materialists, that's their whole existence, is simply the struggling. Manashashtani indriyani prakritishtani karshati. There's trouble because of the senses and the mind for everybody in this world. So their materialistic life means that what choice do you have? What choice do you have? You have to carry on with whatever and progress in Krishna consciousness as best you can, because there's no alternative. The alternative is worse. Sometimes they say you jump from the fire pan to the fire. There's no solace in the material world. There's no satisfaction. Tripyanti neha kripana bahuduka bhajai. Tripyanti neha, you never get satisfaction. Kripana bahuduka bhajai. You just have to digest volumes of misery. So Krishna, still there's some degree of misery in the practice of Krishna consciousness. Actually, there's one verse there in the Bhagavatam, chapter, 1st canto, that's Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu, nityam bhagavat sevaya. That's a popular verse, well known. Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu. Abhadra means the dirty things in the heart. Nashta is destroying. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu. They're not completely destroyed. Prayi means almost. Prayi almost. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu. They're almost destroyed. Nityam bhagavat sevaya. And Prabhupada, he lecturing on that, he says they're not completely destroyed. If they're completely destroyed, you'd be a madman. You can't, you just, like Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu, you couldn't deal with the material world. A sannyas. That's what sannyas is meant for. Other ashrams, they deal with the material world for you. Sannyas completely. So not completely destroyed. So there's some residual attraction to the material energy that gradually, even that it may not be completely destroyed even at the time of giving up the body. But Mahaprabhu is very, very merciful, and the effort that you make is sufficient that you may become successful and you may be able to achieve success in this life. But if not, there's no loss. If not, then you can become you take birth like a great soul like Udarandata Thakur, already very advanced. So there's no loss. So you just have to tolerate. There's residual attachment to the material energy. You have to tolerate, carry on. Sometimes there's one step forward, 2 steps back. Or 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But you're making progress. So you just carry on in Krishna consciousness. Gradually you become less disturbed. Gradually, think of all of the things. Like, did you know that India and Australia is a test cricket going on now, right now? But who's interested? Who's interested? We're not interested. It's spoiled. It's spoiled for us. It's spoiled. But you could get bewildered and get so absorbed in. So already you've made so much progress. Already you're liberated from so many things. Already liberated from so much anxiety, so much waste of time, so much uselessness. Already liberated. That's an advancement in Krishna. I mean, you're here every day, Mangaladi. Already liberated. So you just carry on in the same way and gradually it becomes less of a disturbance. Yes? That cricket match is at the MCG. We're not going. A lot of people pay a lot of money to go.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the great class. You mentioned about how in the material happiness, there is, or the material activities, you can't keep doing the same things over and over again because it kind of runs out of the happiness from it. So the response to that, like most materialists would say to that, is that it's not the same activity, that you don't want to keep doing the same activity over and over again because there's no fun in it. So what they propose, what they offer or suggest is that you got to keep changing. So keep trying different things, and it's the variety that sort of brings the enjoyment. So in other words, there is happiness in material world. It's just that you got to keep changing things up and keep mixing and matching things up, and then you can actually enjoy.
So the point is that the effort that you put into it is not worth the result that you get. You can find, but it's so much effort. And then you find, and then it evaporates, and then you have to find something else. So you're never peaceful. Durashaya yai bahirartamanina, Prahlad says. Durashaya yai bahirartamanina. So much value they've placed in the material world, but durashaya. Durashaya means your desires are never fulfilled. Durashaya, your desires are never fulfilled. Abritam jnana ed jnanino nitya kamarupena kuntaya dushpuren analenacha. Dushpuren, you can never fulfill. Always have to change, always wanting it, never satisfied. Where's that thing that one time and you stick with it and you're perfect and it gets better and better? And you can be peaceful, as Mahamantra, Krishna Seva. But there's no peace in the material world. There's no peace. Always searching, always have, and you find, and then a short time loses its value, and you have to look again. They're exhausting. There's so much effort you have to put into it for a little bit of sense gratification. This is not worth it. So the effort goes into making this and not taking another material body. Put my effort into not taking another material body by practicing Krishna consciousness and preparing to enter the eternal realm, or a spiritual body. Tato mam tat tato gatva bishate tat anantaram. Bishate tat anantaram. You can enter that eternal abode by effort, by practicing Krishna consciousness. Jai Granthad Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki, Śrīla Prabhupada ki.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta. Krishna Kirtana Ganana Kanapatau Premamrita Vanidhi Dhira Dhira Jana Priram Pujitau. Prabhu Premamritam Vanidhi Dhira Dhira Jana Priya Priya Karo Nemaram Pujitau. Sri Chaitanya Kripa Bharau Bhuvi Bhuva Bhara Vahan Tarak Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo Sri Jiva Gopalaka Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo Sri Bhagavata Krishna Kirtana Gana Krishna Kirtana Gana Natana Paramu Prema Metamani Veera Veera Jana Priya Priya Karo Nirma Pujitam. Sri Chaitanya Kripa Bharau Chaitanya Kripa Bharau Bhuvi Bhuva Bharava Antaraka Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo Sri Bhagavata. Vicharanai Kunipunam Sadharma Samasthapak Lokanam Hitakarinam Tribhuvane Mannam Sarana Karo विचारणैकनुगुणा तद्धर्म संस्थापक लोकानां हितकारिणां त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरणाकर विचारणैकनुगुणा तद्धर्म संस्थापक लोकानां हितकारिणां त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरणाकर श्री चैतन्य कृपाबरौ लोकानां हितकारिणां त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरणाकर विचारणैकनुगुणं तद्धर्म संस्थापक लोकानां हितकारिणां त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरणाकर Radha Krishna Radha Krishna Padarabindau Madanamritau Radha Krishna Padarabindau Madana Nandena Mattalika Vande Rupa Sanatanam Raghujugal Siji Krishna Kitana Dana Natala Parau Prema Manidhi Veera Veera Janapriya Prema Ojita Sri Chaitanya Kripabharau Bhuva Mara Manta Rakau Bande Rupa Sanatana Rakhujuga Vasudasudasure Vasudasudasure Sadasure Sudarajya Lakshmi Dharnisha Ajavadasa Jadagada Ranna Chakva Mandalasani Sada Tuchava Bhutvadi Nagane Chako Karunaya Chakvasdu Mandalapati Sani Sada Tuchava Bhutvadi Nadane Chako Karunaya Kopina Kanhasita Gopi Bhavarsamritabdalahari Gopi Bhavarsamritabdalahari Kallo Lamarnam Mahan Vande Rupa Sanatana Ragjugal Sriji Bhago Palaka Radhe Hey Radhe Braj Devike cha Hey Nanda Suna Kuta Devike chalalite He Nanda Shunakutah Shri Govardhana Padapatale Kalindi Bane Taha Radhe Braj Devike chalalite He Nanda Shunakutah Shri Govardhana Padapatale Kalindi Mane Kutah Gosanta Piti सर्वतो ब्रजपुरे खेदई विह्वलौ वन्दे रूप सनातन रघुयुगौ श्री गो संतापिते सर्वतो ब्रजपुरे खेदई महाविह्वलौ वन्दे रूप सनातन रघुयुगौ श्री बालक कृष्ण कीर्तन कान नक्तन परम प्रेमामृतम मनीहि धीर धीर जन प्रिय प्रियकरौ हिमांशरौ पूजितौ श्री चैतन्य कृपाभर भुवि भुव हरः वहन् तारक वन्दे रूप सनातन रघुयुग वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुता पदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Pasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govinda Adi Purusha Amaham Bhajami 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 Govinda Adi Purusha.
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangstam Shri Rupam Chakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Svam Sajivam Shadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,